Okay, my YouTube people, I've been hard at work today on my smoker again, and so far I've got quite a lot done. I'd still like to get a lot more done yet today, but I'm at a point right now that I really wanted to show you how I've done this, adding this flat steel onto the lid, especially on the curved part here. So let me get it turned around. Let me show you how I did this. Okay, first of all, you'll notice I got a sunscreen put up here, and the reason for that is you're not supposed to be doing MIG welding in direct sunlight. And so I put this up, and not only has it helped shade my work, it has also helped shade me myself. It's a pretty hot day, and as you can see, I've been putting this flat steel here onto the lid. I still got to clean it up a little bit, clean up my welds, hit it with the grinder a little bit, but it's come along real nice. My welds aren't too bad. I'm pretty satisfied with them. And they'll look a little better once I hit them with the grinder just a bit. And as you can see, I do have this curved piece of flat steel bent onto the lid. And the way I did that was that I took the flat steel and I took it over here to the little old Brinkman smoker. And you see I've got the firebox opened up here. And I took my clamps here and I clamped one in right here on the edge of the firebox. And then I wrapped the steel around the firebox. Because this is a smaller diameter than what that tank is, that helped me to get it down to where I wanted it. Although I did use my foot a little bit to exaggerate it just a little further, using the ground and my foot. But as you can see over here, how the radius of the flat steel is now greater than the radius of the tank. And here in just a minute, I will use my clamps and I will clamp it down to the lid and kind of get myself a rough measurement on where I need to cut this off. It's longer than what I need. I get myself a rough measurement and cut it down, and probably leave myself somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 inch extra on there. And I can always cut a little more off, but if I cut it too short, I'll be in big problems. But I don't know if you can see this here or not. I'll try to get in closer, but you can see this kind of pulled down in here, and the hope, and I know it will, once I clamp this down and then weld it in place, this this bend in this flat steel is going to help pull this back out again, out to the radius where the edge of the tank is. So let me get this done. I'll get this welded on here and get my welds cleaned up a little bit. I'll show you where I'm at then. Okay folks, I got some pics here for us. I wanted to show you how I went about bending this steel to the lid. I used a set of vice grips and clamps and held it down tight while I went about welding it. And then my next picture here, I wanted to show you how the doors and the lid came about and how the whole thing's beginning to take shape, and give you a basic picture of what the inside of this smoker is going to look like. And you can see the doors all shut now, and so this is how we moved along. This last picture here is me putting the flat steel onto the last of the double doors on the front. And as you can see, I used the vice grips and clamps. Well, what we got here is actually a series of 4 patches, and this is the most recent one that I've been working on. And you'll notice that it looks like a pretty rough weld there, and it is, but that's because I've been doing like a series of little spot welds and connecting them together. And that was the initial weld. I don't know if I can show you on the inside. It might be too dark in here,
but I have welded. One thing I learned about going and grinding these welds down is that it helps a lot if you weld the inside of the weld, because when you grind it down, there's not much left of the weld. And so hopefully here, as you can see on these welds, or on the inside of these patches, I have welded the inside of it. And so when I grind them down, like here, there's still a weld there. I haven't ground all of the weld down. And likewise, once I put this on the outside, then it helps prevent me from blowing through when I do the inside weld, the one that'll stay. So that's been pretty a learning experience, but I think I've got it whooped now. Something else that I've been wanting to show you, and I haven't, if you recall, my hinges here, and so I've got them all on, or at least on the main tank, but you'll see how nice they work, and they're reasonably cheap, and they work just fine on both the top lid and the other door over there. So that's where I wanted to kind of leave this video off. I want to get these patches done. I got one more little patch to do that I know of, and I'll show you here. Oh, something else I wanted to tell you too. But you see the little cutout here. This is a patch that needs to go on, and you'll notice the cutout I have made for where the firebox is going to attach. And I've found a couple great sites that I'm going to link to that helped me to figure out exactly how big that cutout needed to be, also how big the firebox needs to be based upon the square inches or the cubic inches of the tank itself. So the bigger the tank, the bigger the firebox you gotta have. And so I'm going to link to that, so look for the links below. And I think this is going to be where I end this particular video, this video, and I'll move on with the next one here shortly after I get these two patches made, and I'll show you where we go from here. All right, thanks for watching.